Welcome to Chapter 8, Exploiting Physical and Social Vulnerabilities. Physical vulnerabilities are mapped to physical security, the locked doors, cameras, guards, and barriers that protect facilities. Just like logical security, physical security must be tested to find weaknesses. Physical penetration testing is less common than network-based testing and requires a different set of skills and techniques. The first step in any physical penetration test is conducting a site survey. A site survey assesses the viability of the current physical security posture. This includes interviews with staff, assessing guards, reviewing camera coverage, mapping the entire site, and collecting intelligence through surveillance. The goal is to identify weaknesses so that access may be gained and exploits can be executed. Once you understand the facility, you need to figure out how to enter it. One of the easiest ways is tailgating, also called piggybacking. This means following a legitimate employee in through a secured door. In higher security organizations, access vestibules prevent this by allowing only one person through at a time with interlocking doors. But even then, social engineering tricks like dressing as a delivery driver or finding another convincing reason can persuade someone to open the door for you. Physical penetration tests also require a contingency plan. Something will probably go wrong. You might be discovered, set off an alarm, or have the police called. Your plan should include who to contact, how to handle unexpected encounters with staff, and what to do if you end up trapped or detained. Bypassing locks and entry control systems is another key technique. Lockpicking uses specialized tools to bypass physical security on doors, desks, filing cabinets, and other secure storage. You can also duplicate keys from photos, impressions, or by reverse engineering a master key from multiple keys. Badge cloning is an attractive option because it leaves no evidence of the copy being made. Pentesters can clone RFID tokens or magnetic stripe security cards using simple cloning devices. Though acquiring the original card long enough to clone it is often a social engineering challenge in itself. Lock bypass techniques include shove keys, which are thin metal shims that disengage latches, and putting tape over the latch plate of an exit door so you can re-enter later. Egress sensors, used to automatically open doors for easy exit, can also be exploited as an access method. Some organizations have had thieves slide a probe with a flag through a crack between doors and wave it in front of an egress sensor to activate the external doors. Fences and barriers are documented for weaknesses, but pentesters usually focus on existing gates and entrances rather than breaching the fence itself. Other common controls to plan around include alarms, motion-activated lighting, motion sensors, and video surveillance. Information gathering on-site can provide useful intelligence for both physical and network-based testing. Pentesters often record their entire attempt using concealed cameras to review later for security camera locations, badge numbers, and other details. Dumpster diving, retrieving information from the organization's trash, can reveal passwords, user IDs, phone numbers, or procedures. Now let's move to social vulnerabilities. Social engineering targets people instead of computers and relies on individuals breaking security procedures, policies, and rules. It may take 100 years to crack the strongest encryption, but only 3 seconds to manipulate the person who holds the information. Social engineering requires understanding human behavior and weaknesses. The goal is to persuade your target to provide information or access. Common psychological targets include trust, reciprocation, authority, urgency, fear, likeness, social proof, scarcity, and the helpful nature of most people. In-person social engineering requires strong observation skills. Elicitation is the art of getting information without directly asking for it, using open-ended or leading questions that gradually narrow toward the desired information. Surveillance covers many methods, from simple observation to tapping devices and recording equipment. By observing your surroundings, you pick up patterns: when guards go on break, which doors are used most, and what security habits employees follow. Eavesdropping is another powerful information-gathering method. By fitting in and listening to conversations, you can learn personal information that builds trust or reveals security procedures. Shoulder surfing, simply watching over a target's shoulder, can capture passwords and access codes even from long distances with high-resolution cameras. Impersonation involves disguising yourself as another person to gain access, claiming to be a staff member, technical support worker, maintenance employee, or delivery person. This frequently involves pretexting, where you claim to need information about the person you're talking to in order to better impersonate them. Quid pro quo attacks offer something of value to the target, building perceived trust and making them feel safe in returning the favor. USB drop attacks, also called baiting, involve preloading a thumb drive with attack tools and dropping it in locations where it will be found. Labels like executive salaries increase the chance someone will plug it in, potentially giving you remote access through firewalls. Phishing attacks target sensitive information like passwords and usernames. Vishing is phishing over the phone, often using caller ID spoofing. Smishing is phishing via SMS messages. Whaling targets high-profile individuals like CEOs. Spear phishing aims at specific individuals rather than a broad group. In 2011, RSA Security experienced a serious breach caused by spear phishing. An email titled 2011 Recruitment Plan included malware in an Excel document that exploited Adobe Flash and installed a remote access tool. The attacker pivoted to other systems, compromising RSA's Secure ID two-factor authentication system at a cost of over $66 million. Watering hole attacks compromise websites that target organization staff commonly visit, injecting malware into the site's code or its advertising and plugin infrastructure. Cloned websites capture data entered by users. Some pass the data along to the real site, while others simply redirect after harvesting credentials. Credential harvesting collects login information in bulk from compromised systems or websites. The harvested data, usernames, PINs, passwords, email addresses, often winds up on the dark web where it can be used or sold. Because users frequently reuse passwords across services, one set of captured credentials can give attackers a jumping-off point for much larger breaches. Now let's look at the tools. The Social Engineering Toolkit, or SET, is a menu-driven attack system built into Kali Linux. It provides spear phishing, website, and infectious media attack vectors, and integrates with Metasploit to generate payloads. Once your social engineering succeeds, the exploit packages execute and you can have a remote shell on the compromised system. The Browser Exploitation Framework, or BEF, exploits web browsers. Once a user visits a BEF-enabled site, the tool hooks into browser features and capabilities, providing information about the browser's string, language, platform, window size, and installed components. BEF can also play sounds, access the webcam with permission, get lists of visited sites, detect plugins, use browser exploits, and even attempt to install persistence tools.